Oh.
I got you. Let it rap real quick. Look. The city eyes, it's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shotty in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls till you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. My fears taste sweet, told him make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Shall become a man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evanston with Mark Quad, telling me how the crackers turn his childhood to a ghost town. Poke us out, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Never light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas we bear arms like tarantulas. Them mother niggas rap, I make anthems. I really see prophets under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty to handle. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo. Spirit Asian, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Waldo. Sleep if they want, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yaradon, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember, I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
This and that for life. I'm on this for life, nigga. This a blood oath. Hey, yo, Mother Ra. Here go a clash for you, my nigga. 140 for the rebel. The world turned its back on me. I'm a cripple. We got soldiers, he got soldiers, but I got different ones. Ain't no way out, I'll tell you once. Don't pray for nothing, sin and curse. We can't forgive what's forbidden. Remain in them trenches. Trust in the Lord, but please forgive me for the times that I did. If rank is given, have your respect to your apprentice. Be about your business. This loyalty's a death sentence. Look, trying to pick up with a blind fit. They said there'll be many mansions. I'm just grinding for my time share. Them devils ain't playing fair. They hunt you like bad pal, but ain't no getting out the game like Jumanji. Or if you take that oath, it's a Dundee. They try to deal death to a priest. You won't make it out in one piece. So you can stand. Just make sure you got the heart. Say your name 3 times, and it's death do us part. No. So how you feel about this truth I done shown? This ain't the like you think, little nigga. I should want. Even your own people go this zone. And the Lord said they hate you for my name. So you better keep it on. Ain't no more guessing. Ain't no more questions. Make sure my election till I'm tucked away like George Jetson. Murder for capital, now it's murder at the Capitol. The world in amazement, we like fuck a raise it. I pity those watching life as it goes by. Be giving mercy in this life, I don't know why. In pump smoke, never try to. The day that all my brother be the day that sold out on the photo. Salute my nigga. Salute my nigga. They like, how you stay focused? I told them I'm motivated cause of you, my nigga. Brotherhoods and weapons, still got weapons on the scene. Now I never do my niggas like Bishop did Raheem. Never mind in all beliefs, they under anesthesia. Shorty say she need me, say she wanna let that love go. Told I let that love grow. But if I bring you to my bed, that's a blood oath. So, how you feel about this truth out of show? This ain't the life you think, little nigga. I should want. Even your own people gon' disown. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Yeah, yeah.
All right, clap it up, clap it up. Shalom, Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatam to all the brothers. Yahweh Shem all the time by Shem Yahweh Shah to all the sisters. We're the Isupk, started at 1 West, 125th Street, all of New York, under commanding General Yohana. All right, we've been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans the truth of the Bible since 1969. And today is Isupk San Antonio Monday history class. And today we are breaking down the origins of Halloween.
That's right.
You know, we're breaking down the origins of Halloween, Mischief Night, and all that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of history has been overturned and hidden from Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? So we have to teach the truth about it. You know what I mean? First off, right? Let's talk about Halloween, right? Where does the origin of Halloween come from? What is it? Where does it come from? Does anybody know?
Isn't it like a Celtic tradition?
Yep. It comes from the Celtic tradition. Who are the Celts? Who are the
Like the Irish or something.
Well, yeah.
That's like what it's based off.
Yeah,
right?
the Irish bought the Celtics. You know what I'm
That's
talking
all
about?
I didn't even think about this.
You gotta put it in ways niggas recognize. Like, oh
I
yeah,
didn't think
what's
about
that little dude that they hope
He's Irish.
Oh, the college.
Yeah.
Yeah, fighting Irish.
Yeah, the fighting Irish. Yeah, Irish. The Irish, the English, the Scottish. They're all Celtics. You know what I mean? Or they're be called Druids, right? Because you ever what's his name? King Arthur and Merlin. Right, Merlin was a druid, right? What druids are just the Celtic, the priest of the Celtics, the spiritual men of the Celtics. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was a Celtic holiday, right? What is it? What did it represent?
Warding off spirits.
That's part of it. That's part of it. But it actually represents the day Halloween actually represents something.
Worshiping the devil.
That's a mystical way to put it, because you know the devil's just a white man. You know what I mean? So you say worshiping the devil is worshiping a white man?
I'm not sure exactly.
Just think if you think about it, what happens after Halloween?
You mean like the holidays in order afterwards, or like what do you mean like how people die on Halloween?
Well, that too would. Well, just what happens to the world after Halloween? To the earth.
Oh, yeah. Everything starts to get darker, like you know what I mean? Like it's the uglier side of the world. Seasons.
Yeah, seasons are changing. What is it? What's happening?
Autumn.
What is it called?
What are you talking about?
What is it called?
The
Winter
season?
solstice?
Not quite yet.
The dead of winter?
Not quite yet. What comes before winter?
Autumn.
Yeah. Yep.
Fall,
What does it symbolize?
Everything done.
Is the fall equinox. Is so when we did Easter, we did the Easter history class, right? It was the beginning of the time, the spring equinox, right? That's what that was. That what that was keeping up with, and it was making the days longer and the nights shorter, right? That's why the days went from going a nightfall at 6:30 to being nightfall at 8 something, right? We had to push our clocks back. right? Daylight savings time, right?
Oh, that's coming.
Now that time of the night getting longer and the days getting shorter, and we have to change our clocks again. That's called the fall equinox and the spring equinox. You know what I mean? One is one is coming out of the winter, and one is the beginning of the winter and entering into the winter. You understand that? You feel me? So because you got to remember, these other nations, they worship day and night. They worship the moon and the sun. You know what I mean? We don't worship that, right? Why don't we worship that?
It's not in our culture to worship.
That's an excellent answer. Another reason?
It's not a god.
You said what?
It's not a god.
We don't worship any god but the Most High.
Right.
You said it's not a god. It's weird. Yeah, gotta watch how you answer.
What are you talking about?
I said, why don't we worship the moon and the sun?
That's what I'm saying, because it's not a power.
No, the way you said it though, it's not a god. You gotta be careful how you say it, because a Christian says like, I thought you believed in the Bible, only worship one. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So you have to be careful of how you have to be careful of how you answer every question.
Oh, did you think I said there isn't a god?
No, because you said it's not a word. It's not a god.
Oh.
And they were like, what? Like, you know what I mean? And a Christian gonna take that and run with it. Isupk word, you know what I mean? They're gonna run with that. You feel me?
I don't actually, because I don't know what you mean. How would they use that and say saying something wrong?
That's what they're gonna say, like a god. So y'all worshiping more than one god now?
Oh,
Don't
no, I see what
worship
you're talking
the
about.
moon.
That's exactly how they're gonna do it. And then they're gonna record it, and it's gonna be all over the internet.
Okay, so like not the god.
You feel me?
Would that have been better? Like,
That'd have been better.
okay.
But the Most High told us what about other gods and what about other
Put no other God before him.
yeah, put no other god before him. Don't be worshiping all these weird idols. No
It's
false
not in
idol.
our culture.
Yeah, I said it was excellent. Answer what you said. Excellent.
Oh, I thought you turned it down.
No, I said why.
Now
I said
I'm confused.
I just asked what else, like what another reason, because there's more than multiple reasons on why we shouldn't worship these things. It's not our culture. That is excellent. That is excellence. Also, the Most High said, "Don't be worshiping idols." You know what I mean? Give me another reason. I want a scripture this time. How y'all doing? Come on, if I said the fall equinox, you're talking about moon, sun, stars.
Deuteronomy 7:6. Wait, hold on. My memory's all scrambled.
Come on, man. Look. I'm gonna give you a hint. Christmas.
Jeremiah 10:1.
Let's go there. Let's go there. Because when you think about the fall equinox, you're thinking about the stars, the moon, the sun, because the nights are getting longer and the days are getting shorter, right? When you think about an equinox or vice versa. When you think about an equinox.
Oh, Salaki, I get what you're saying. As a sign of heaven, basically.
Yeah, but it's also going to say, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. You feel me? Be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. So don't be worshiping the stars, the moon, the equinoxes, and you know what I mean?
Right.
The Lord actually gave us. Whereas I think it's in Leviticus the 23rd when it was talking about all the feast days are in its seasons. I think it's at the end of it, right? The Lord gave us actual days to high holy days and feast days to be able to understand what season it is and which season to go. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because the Feast of First Fruits, what happens at the Feast of First Fruits? It's in its name.
Yeah, it's the harvest.
Right, it's the harvest. What time of the year is that?
Spring.
Yeah. When does spring start?
April.
Oh, so like that.
Not in April. You got the right understanding, but
No,
what day do we keep to understand that's the beginning of the harvest time?
That's all.
Exactly. And then 50 days later, after Passover, or 57 days later, because you have to do it's the first fruits, right? Because you have to count 50 days after the after the closing of the feast of
Passover.
no, not Passover,
Unleavened bread.
unleavened bread. You do what I'm saying? Y'all catch the drift?
No.
The Most High gave us our way of understanding the time of year, understanding what to do. You got that for me though, Jeremiah 10:2?
Okay. You want me to start at verse 2?
I mean 10:1? My bad.
Oh,
I got you.
I'm camp. You know, you want to get straight to the point.
right.
On 10:1.
Mhm.
Check on the book. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
Right. So he's not talking to everybody. So when he's saying whatever's going to come after this, he's not talking to everybody, but he is talking to the children of Israel. You know what I'm talking about? The whole Bible is to the children of Israel. For the children of Israel, by the children of Israel. That's the whole Bible. You know what I mean? Can't nobody really go in there and be like, see, he's talking to everybody. Because it never says everybody. Even though it says all nations, we do know that we were in captivity under all nations, right? At one point in time, we didn't know we were Israelites. At one point in time, we thought we was black, African American, Panamanian, Mexican. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's going to be the same thing that goes with our brothers that think they're Arab, that think they're Chinese, Japanese, East Indian, African, Igbo tribe, Ashanti tribe, Nigerian. You know what I'm saying?
Right, like Slack. Even some so-called Hispanics or Latinos, they try to fit in with white society. They try to fit in with them in every way possible.
That's correct.
You know, because they don't want to feel the oppression of what it feels like to be who they actually are.
That is correct. That gives me another point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about Halloween. What else is around this time that's another white man custom that got our people mixed up in it?
Thanksgiving.
No.
You're talking about literally in October?
Yeah, I'm literally like that's just like Halloween, just on a different tip.
Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah, Dia de los Muertos. Give her a hand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Day of the Dead. Because all our Hispanic brothers are they're wrapped up in that, just like we're wrapped up in Halloween. You know what I mean? They're wrapped up in the Day of the Dead, worshiping the dead, just like Halloween is the worship of the dead. We're gonna get into that later. Because the origins of Halloween, where it comes from, is Samhain. Right? When it comes from Samhain, and that was the winter solstice and all that. I'm not the winter solstice, but the fall equinox and all that, the worship of all that. But then it's also like a day that dead spirits get to come back and wreak havoc and stuff like that. So that's why they wear masks and stuff like that to ward off evil spirits, like the sister was saying earlier. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they do in Samhain, but then also in the like the more Latin area, because that's more Celtic. Now the more Latin areas like Spain, Italy, French, a lot of French people, they do the Day of the Dead, so they'll go worship more of they'll go Santa Maria, right? Or Santa Maria.
Oh, yeah.
With the old dead lady.
Yeah, well, no,
and all that.
not the dead lady, but it's like the witchcraft.
Yeah.
Santa Maria.
Yeah, I think it's Santa Maria.
Yeah.
In Santa Maria, they go into Santa Maria, so they'll go and have picnics with the dead. You know what I mean? Give gifts to the dead.
Damn, that's heavy.
Where they do like a whole altar for it.
Yeah.
That's something.
It's a lot good. But I do see that a lot, especially within the Hispanic community, where they'll go and visit the gravesite of the loved one that they lost, and then they'll like eat their meal or have a picnic right next to the grave.
I have one.
I'm like, why are you doing that?
Hey, black people have that too. If they have like a gathering or get together, or cookout, or like a Sunday dinner or something, they'll set up a plate for Aunt Susan, Aunt Betsy. They'll set up a whole plate of food.
Hey,
Well, yeah, what the extra food? Who that plate for? You put a whole bunch of food on it and everything. Well, that's for Aunt Betsy. Like,
Damn.
she won't mind.
you know what I'm saying? Like Aunt Betsy. Like,
You know she love her bread.
You take that brisket off her plate.
like Aunt Betsy did. She don't need this. I'll take a plate home. Then you start thinking, I'm straight. I'm good. That's weird. You know what I'm talking about? Like, that's why the Lord said he's not the God of the dead. the more the God of the living.
Another one, so it's all right.
There's a whole bunch of markers right there. You understand that? So this whole day of worshiping the dead is basically to get Israelites off their understanding of the Most High. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got something for it. Keep reading that for me, Shemaiah.
Gonna come verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
He says, do what?
Learn not the way of the heathen.
Dia de los Muertos.
Learn not the way of the heathen.
Halloween.
Learn not the way of the heathen.
Now our people, a lot of our sisters are mixed up in Wicca, the witchcraft thing, right? That learn not the way of the heathen. I don't know where that thing, I don't know where it sounds like that's having fun. You know what I'm talking about? Wicca. That just sounds like it is witchcraft. It's the earth and the heaven and whatever. You know, sun, the stars. Yeah. Why you know that? Find out. You feel me? But yeah, they you know they believe in the
Well,
earth
useful
and
knowledge.
yeah, they believe in the earth and the water and the trees and all this extra garbage. It was not garbage because the Lord made it, you know what I mean? But the Lord made it for a reason, not to be worshipped. You feel me? We're gonna get into witchcraft later on a little bit too. Keep reading that.
Gonna come. And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Right. So the changing of the times, right? The nights getting longer and the days getting shorter is a what?
Be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Right. That's the signs of heaven. That's letting you know that the time is changing. Right. Is there any more on that?
Come.
Go ahead.
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
Right. Because the heathen are what?
Dismayed at them.
So when the fall equinox happen, they're going to worship that thing. They're going to make a whole day for it, and they're going to worship it. They're going to dress up in all types of different clothing, all that type of different clothing, and Power Rangers and all that, and they're going to go worship that thing there. That's what they're going to do. And you know what's going to happen? Their kids are going to die. You dig what I'm saying? They're going to get Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans wrapped up into it. Oh, because it's just a lot of fun.
Just like the Ouija board.
Right. Just like the Ouija board. It's a lot of fun. And then but what's going to happen? Their kids are going to get kidnapped. Their kids are going to go to the house and get candy, and there's going to be cocaine and fentanyl and needles in that candy. Don't believe me? Just Google it. All you have to do is Google it, and it's there. It's going to be there about what happened during that time. You know what I mean? Or what happened during Halloween? You know what I mean? You know how many people get killed on Halloween tonight? You know how many people? You know how many kids get kidnapped? How many women get raped because they want to go out in little short shorts and basically they're going out in underwear with a bunny rabbit tail and bunny rabbit ears,
Right.
and all the sexual predators are looking like and they snatch him up, and next you know she's raped. What's up?
It's crazy, man, because like I'm linking on social media. I look at like Snapchat where you got all these females on there, right? Instagram. You see them dressed up as like slutty nuns and shit like that. I'm like, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because that all comes from the same BS.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like that same spirit of Catholicism that has them worshiping Santa Maria or whatever.
Right.
It's the same reason why, you know, so many brothers are lost in the cartel and selling drugs and things like that. You know what I mean? Because they're always surrounded by the ideas of death and cultures surrounding death.
We know Catholicism has its own day also. That's not Santa Maria. That's not the Day of the Dead. It's not Halloween. They have their own day. Where they worship their dead people.
That's crazy.
We're going to read about it. We're going to read about it. All right, Shabbat, give me that article. We're about to read about it. You feel me?
Oh, that it's like the Officer Yacaliala says Santa Muerte or something like that.
Santa Muerte. All right.
Oh, is that the Grim Reaper or something like that?
I don't know, but I know it was like Santa Maria, Santa Muerte, something like that. It was something like, I know it was something like that, but it's like their witchcraft, their voodoo. That's what when the Haitians and the Dominicans they got beef, right? Because they live on the same island, they're the same people and they're brothers. But that's how you know they're Israelites.
Right.
That's how you know they're Israelites. If they weren't Israelites, they'd be peaceful. There'd be peace on that island. But it's not peace on that island because they're Israelites. Mm-hmm. But the Haitians use voodoo, and then the Dominicans use whatever you said, Santa Muerte.
What does that mean? Saint of the dead or something like that?
I don't know. What is that? What does that mean?
A death angel or something like that?
Something like that.
Personification of death.
Yeah,
She
Haitians use voodoo.
She typically kind
And
of just
they-
watches over you. You
Yeah.
pray to her to get your evil doings done, as in the life you just kind of pay her back, essentially, so
like
you
it.
can have a good life afterlife.
You always
that
seen
make
it's
sense?
like a skeleton and like a garment or something like that.
Why are you looking at me?
with a hat.
Because I remember
It's
He got
Santa
the
Maria,
hat.
but
That's the same shit then, you know.
con.
like how do you look at that and be like, yeah, this is okay. Like,
That's all it is. It's like a blood oath you're making. You pray to her.
Yeah, it's
and
like-
you get
It's like voodoo.
your offerings, your blessings, and you worship her like you do anything else.
That's
And
crazy.
good
Crazy.
health comes to you, or good travelings come to you, depending on what you're doing.
And that's all through the Northern Kingdom. Like that's all through the Hispanic.
Catholic. And
You be seeing that on all the
And,
slides.
and you know what? You call a Hispanic brother. I mean, you call like a Mexican brother a Puerto Rican. I ain't Puerto Rican. Yo,
they all hate one
they
another.
do the same shit.
It's like I got a cousin. He Judah. He be doing that shit too.
It's not voodoo.
Like, same. He has the whole little altar for it and call it Santa Muerte and all that. He leaves gifts for it and all that.
They do the same.
Offerings for good.
They do the same thing in voodoo. The exact same thing in voodoo.
Some take it as far as doing blood oaths.
Hey man, they need to leave that alone.
It all depends on how strong your religion/faith is
Yeah, that's
into
crazy.
your higher power. If you really see it happening for you.
I ain't gotta do nothing.
I had a friend. He was hardcore in it. Back tattoo, everything.
I don't have to do anything but ask the Lord to have mercy on my enemies. And the Lord was like, all right, get to smoking people. You know what I'm saying? Get to getting them out of here. Like, Salaki, sir, I said have mercy on them. Salaki, sir, yeah, I did what I did. I have mercy on who I will have mercy. Okay. No say. You can pull the scripture out of them. You feel me?
I always see whenever they, even in movies and even in actuality,
Yeah.
they always have the tattoo of the Santa Muerte on them in the South where they're, killing each other and doing drugs, and they would pray to it before they go and do a drive-by and shit like that,
You ever seen Men Apart
Wow, sorry.
with Vin Diesel?
Mm.
Yeah, the news that he was messed that the drug cartel that he was beefing with they had that.
Yeah, when he found it, when he sitting in front of it.
Yeah. When it was underground and shit, he was sitting. Yeah.
That's weird, bro.
Go ahead, Shemar.
Con, this is an article from Wikipedia on Halloween. Halloween, or Halloween, less commonly known as All Halloween.
All Hallows Eve.
That's the next one.
Okay.
All Hallows Eve or All Saints Eve,
Right.
is a celebration observed in many countries on the 31st of October, the eve of the Western Christian feast of All Hallows Day. It begins the observance of All Hallowtide, the time and the
It's a liturgical. I don't know. Y'all want to help us out with that word?
I'm trying to catch up.
liturgical year.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, liturgical.
Liturgical year dedicated to remembering the dead.
So, remembering what?
Remembering the dead,
Go ahead.
including saints, martyrs, and all the departed.
Right now go down to the like where the next paragraph. So now it's commemorated with remembering the dead. You know what I'm talking about? That's what Halloween is for. Also, Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, and then also All Saints Day, and then Samhain also. Let's keep going.
Come. One theory holds that many Halloween traditions were influenced by Celtic harvest festivals,
Right. Good.
Particularly the Gaelic festival of Samhain.
Right. Well, it says the Celtic harvest festivals, because right now everything's about to start dying, right? And it's going to get cold. So what are you going to do? You're going to get all of your last crops. You're going to start storing them up. You know what I mean? So that's what they're using it for. And the days get shorter, and then that nights get longer. Right. So when the days get shorter, you can't be out there all day trying to pick your crops and stuff like that. You do what I'm saying? Crops ain't gonna survive in the wintertime, especially in some place like Europe, especially in Northern Ireland where it's wet and cold. Your crops are not gonna survive. Animals are not gonna survive. A lot of people used to freeze to death back then. Feel me?
It's gonna get cold tonight.
You said what?
It's supposed to get to 60s tonight.
See what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? And the women are gonna be out there with no clothes on. The kids gonna be out there in Superman costumes. The grown men gonna be out there want to be taken serious, looking like, I don't know, dressed up like anime characters, Naruto and Dragon Ball Z's, and don't believe me, just watch. Straight up Hercules, yeah. There's gonna be a lot of Jeffrey Dahmers out there.
That's gonna be creepy at all.
Hey, women love Jeffrey Dahmer. There's women out here talking about, I didn't know Jeffrey Dahmer was hot like that. Like, they didn't know Jeffrey Dahmer was handsome like that. Like, what are y'all talking about? They just want to get ate.
They want to get ate.
Manifold. You feel me? That's very creepy, right?
Yeah.
That's very creepy. Think about how many white kids went to school dressed like Jeffrey Dahmer. So,
you know what? I always wondered why there's so many, especially in Slovakia, our sisters, they're so obsessed with scary movies and ghouls and demonic stuff. You know what I mean? Horror films and murder documentaries and things like that. And that, I feel like, I don't want to say I feel like, but I know that there's some ties to the way that they celebrate these kinds of things every year that add to that craving for them to desire death and things like that.
I don't know. I like horror movies too.
I'm just saying, like,
I watch a scary movie, get nervous, and cut on the light.
Well, I know it's different for us, but I'm just saying, like, some of them just really be about it. Like, they make that their profile pics, and they wearing the goth clothes and all that stuff. Like,
they do, and be the first one to run. Let them be sitting there at the house alone at the door, and the room door open or something. They're gonna be the first one to run. I thought you was about that life. You was watching, you know what I mean? You was watching all the horror movies and scary movies.
right.
Now when them dead people actually come back and open the door on you, now you the first one out the crib. I feel it. Keep going, now. Keep going, Shimon.
Come. Which are believed to have pagan roots.
Right.
Some go further and suggest that Samhain may be Christianized as All Hallows Day, along with its Eve by the early church.
Right. So now we know the early church, they took Samhain, right? They took what Samhain was to the Gaelic people, and they made Halloween, All Hallows Eve, right? Most of the things that we celebrate today, the church has taken it from some other culture and put it and intermingled it with the church. You know what I mean? And tried to say it's of the Bible or something like that. Like they do with Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter. You do what I'm saying?
Right.
Right now in the Christian church, what are they having?
Halloween festival.
What do they call it though? Instead of Halloween, they use Harvest Festival.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Instead of going trick or treating, what they have?
Pumpkin patch.
Right. Right. Instead of Halloween, instead of trick or treat, what do they have?
Trunk or treat.
Trunk or treat.
What? does that even mean?
Everybody's in the church parking lot and they open their trunks. They got candy and all the kids come around and yeah, one of them Israelite babies, Black, Hispanic, and Native American babies, gonna end up in that trunk.
Damn.
I'm just look. Don't believe me? Just watch. You feel me? Let's go into our news tomorrow and let's see how many missing kids there is. Let's do it. There's gonna be a lot of missing kids. There's gonna be a lot of women raped. Yeah, ODs. You feel me? It's gonna be a lot of death. You want to worship the dead? The Most High is going to bring death upon us. The death angel is going to be out tonight, bro. Just like it's out on 4th of July. Just like it's out on Thanksgiving. Just like it's out on Christmas. The death angel will be out. Those will be the days that Israelites die. I remember last New Year's Eve or whatever. I mean, was it you? Was it you that read read that class for me? And I sent you that article, and we had it was like all over America, different
like 60 different.
Yeah, it was like 60 different like people dying. You know what I mean? Getting shot up. You know what I mean? Triple murders all over America. It was in Sacramento, Baltimore, New York, Chicago, Detroit, Houston. It was everywhere, bro. It was everywhere. People were just dying all over. I was like, God. I was like, ooh, wee. Because I think New Year's was like on the Saturday. And we did the class on that Monday. And it was that whole weekend, they would just dying, death, everywhere. And that's what happens. And it was all Black, Hispanic, and Native American, man. It was all, ooh. But that's what happens when we celebrate other cultures. You know what I mean?
Right.
Keep going, Shamar.
Come. Other academics believe Halloween began solely as a Christian holiday, being the vigil of All Hallows. All Hallows Day.
Yes. Go ahead.
Celebrated in Ireland and Scotland for centuries. Irish and Scottish immigrants took many Halloween customs to North America in the 19th century.
Right, go ahead.
And then through American influence, Halloween had spread to other countries by the late 20th and early 21st century.
Keep going.
Come. Popular Halloween activities include trick-or-treating, attending Halloween costume parties.
Wait. Go into the parentheses.
Popular Halloween activities include trick-or-treating or the related guising and souling.
What is guising? Anybody know what guising is? Guising is like the dressing up of like when they dress up as ghouls and goblins.
Trying to say like a disguise or something.
Yeah,
like that.
basically, that's what guising is. And they go around, and then then souling is going around to like different houses, and asking for food or asking for it started out with Christmas carols. People go around to we ain't never seen it because we was in the hood. But some people, I'm talking about, some people don't live in the hood. They live in nice neighborhoods. And people will go around, knock on their door during Christmas time and start singing Christmas carols to them.
Right.
But
I don't know why I thought about this, but souling, soliciting.
yeah, but it's more like they're trying to sing your soul.
Kind of serenade you or something.
Yeah,
like that.
basically that's what it is. That's what that is. But trick or treating works the same way. You dress up in costumes and you go to different people's doors and trick or treat. Give me something good to eat.
They do sing that song too.
You know what I mean? Like, you do what I'm saying? If you don't, I don't care. She's like,
pull down your underwear or something.
I don't have no idea, bro. I ain't even trick or treat. I don't think I was going trick or treating 9-10 years old. And we wasn't trick or treating in the neighborhood. We was everywhere else. You feel me? We used to try to go to the nice neighborhoods because that's where they had the good candy at.
Big candy bar.
You feel me? You do what I'm talking about? We
Yeah.
trying to get out there. Then we got older enough. We was like, all right, I'm gonna go steal some candy. You know what I'm talking about? Then we got older than that. It was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get me some Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams. You feel me? I was gonna go get me some box, okay? That's what you was gonna do on Halloween. You was gonna find whoever was wearing something skimpy, and talk her out of her skimpy clothes.
You were gonna go find that bunny.
You do what I'm saying? So it went from doing trick or treating to stealing candy to actually doing a whoring yourself, being a whoremonger. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, that's how it is.
That's how it goes, right? Because you progress. You know what I'm talking about? Then you're gonna start throwing Halloween parties. Let's thank the Most High that we're not in that. We're not lost in that anymore, and we can teach our kids
That's
better.
heavy, man. That's heavy.
Why is it heavy?
Because then we teach our kids that same culture.
Yep, and we let our kids pass through the fire. We teach our kids how to die. So our kids, right? Do when they're born, are they sinning? Do they know anything about sin? Do they know anything about birthdays, Christmas, holidays, not candy, but like pork, shrimp, crab, lobster? They don't know none of that. But who teach it to them? We do. We teach it to them. We teach it to them. We teach our kids how to sin. We teach our kids how to disobey the Lord. And we start from a young age. That first birthday, that's when we start. That first Christmas, that's when we start. You feel me? By the age 5, they're waiting for. Who wouldn't be happy to get gifts? You like gifts? You like gifts, sis? You like gifts like the other one?
Yeah.
I love gifts. Somebody give me some gifts. Heck no, with the water. You know what I'm saying? Somebody give me. I love a gift. So what kid is not going to love a gift? Not going to be sitting there waiting on a birthday gift. They get to sit up like I want to say a king or a queen, you know, but that's basically how they sit up on their birthday, like a king or a queen. Everybody brings them gifts, and it's all the whole day's about them. You know what I mean? Christmas, you set up a big Christmas tree. There's lights, candy canes, and then on that Christmas day, they get to wake up and open up gifts, a whole bunch of gifts. Who's not looking for that? You know what I'm saying? And then after that, they get to see all their cousins and run around and ride bikes because we just got to do bikes. And who don't want to do that? Who don't want to dress up as their favorite character and go get candy? Who likes candy?
Reese's peanut butter cup.
So you think kids don't like candy? Kids ain't gonna be like, yeah, I want to go get this candy. You think they're not waiting for this day all year? And then they get to pig out on candy for the next 2-3 weeks. Yeah, that's enchantment. That's witchcraft. That's witchcraft. But we taught our kids that witchcraft. We taught our kids how to disobey the God. How to disobey the God. See, we taught our kids how to disobey the Most High. We did it. We did that. That's why we have to do better. We have to show them better. We have to teach them. That's why we got to be on point, because they're gonna come to us with something new that they're talking about. Now they're talking about Christopher Columbus Day is All Indigenous Day or something, right? Yeah. They're gonna come to us with that All Indigenous Day. We can talk, you know what I'm talking about? Can't be both days, okay? Can't be both. It can't be both. Either they're the murder or the murderers. It can't be both. All right, that's why we have to be studied up, so we can go ahead and break it down. You know what I mean? They can be like, I ain't never thought of it like that. All right, you know what I'm talking about? I'll go tell your teacher what I said. You know me? My daddy said Christopher Columbus was a murderer. Yeah, you get that phone call like, well, I did tell him that. You know what I'm saying? Is it not true? You feel me? All right, go back up to Sam Hain. Let's click Sam Hain.
You want the article, bro?
Yeah, just click it.
Okay. Go ahead, Rick.
Mm-hmm.
This is Wikipedia on Sam Hain. Sam Hain, Irish, Scottish Gaelic, Samhain?
We ain't gotta read that.
Is a Gaelic festival marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter, or darker half.
Right? Darker half, right? Remember we was talking about the spring equinox? You have the spring equinox and the fall equinox. So like you have the spring equinox and the darker and the spring equinox and the fall equinox. The spring equinox is the days getting longer. So that'd be the brighter half. And then we have the fall equinox where the days are getting shorter. You know what I mean? Which is the darker half, because the days are getting longer. I mean the nighttime is getting longer. Right?
Right.
You understand that?
Okay.
You feel me? We also call it what? We turn our clocks back forward and turn our clocks back later. Daylight savings time.
Yeah, daylight savings.
I still don't understand it, but whatever white man's weird. Keep going.
It is held on the 1st of November, but with celebrations beginning on the evening of 31st of October.
Right? That's what right now. Keep going.
Since the Celtic day began, it ended at sunset.
Wait, 1 second. The Celtic day did what?
The Celtic day began and ended at sunset.
Hey, and even that was the first day. You feel me? Hey, you know what I'm talking about? But the Celts, they have an origin story in the Bible because they are Japhetic. They come from Japheth, right?
Right.
All right.
This is about halfway between the autumn equinox and winter solstice.
Yeah. So this is that halfway between the autumn equinox, the fall equinox, and the winter solstice. So it's like right there in the dead of in the middle of fall. That means winter's coming and fall is ending. You know what I mean? Just like that. The spring equinox. It's not in spring. It's letting you know that spring is coming and winter's ending. You feel me? And the summer's gonna be here too. So you know what I mean?
Right.
Go ahead.
It is one of the 4 Gaelic seasonal festivals, along with Imbolc, Beltane, and Lugnasa.
But you see how they got 4 different seasons also?
Okay.
All right. Keep going.
Historically, it was widely observed throughout Ireland, Scotland, and the Isles of Man, where it is spelled Samhain.
Yeah, Samhain. Go ahead.
A similar festival was held by the Britannic Celtic people called Calain Gael in Wales, Calain Grave in Cornwall, and Calain Donab in Brittany.
Right. So these are different Celtic people. You feel me? Because Celtic wasn't, you know what I mean? Just like we Israelites, we got different tribes.
Right.
They're Celtic people, but they got different tribes. You do what I'm saying? And that's who inhabited the island of, I don't know what they would call it back then, but now it's called the United Kingdom. You do what I'm saying? We got Ireland, Scotland, Wales, England, and now it's called the United Kingdom. That was a whole island over there. We get into some history about that too, because they were like civilized by Rome or something like that, if you want to call it civil. You know what I mean? They were civilized by Rome. The Rome only took over half the island, which is the southern half. That's why the northern half is like Scottish, Irish. What else is in northern Wales? You feel me? And they wasn't Christianized. So if you ever go look at the history of that land, you ever seen Braveheart? Remember how the Scottish and the Irish they wasn't like civilized. They didn't have a king and all that.
Right.
They was like different nomadic tribes. You know what I mean? And then the English crown was trying to go up there and take over and stuff like that. It's just like that. It was just like that. You feel me? So they never took over the northern but they always had like dealings with them because they're the same people. One was just taken over by Rome and gave Catholicism. You feel me? All right.
Okay.
All right, we done with that. Let's go to the scriptures. Hey, look up Ecclesiastes 13 and 9.
Okay, sir.
I want to see that.
Bullet.
No, don't put it on the screen.
No, I'm not doing it.
Just look it up. Because I'm trying to see if that's the scripture. I want to say that's the scripture. But the scripture I need you to pull from my one is, give me Amos chapter 5 and 21.
5 and 21.
Yep. Amos chapter 5 and 21. Look at what the Lord said about our feast days. Look what the Lord said about us worshiping these feast days and doing Thanksgiving and Easter and what else we like to feast at? 4th of July. 4th of July is the one that goes under the radar. You know what I mean? Because if you want to be a proud and good American, you'll celebrate 4th of July, right? What else is coming up where you want to be a proud, where they use enchantments so we can be proud Americans? It's coming up.
New Year's.
No, before that.
Thanksgiving.
Before that.
Was it Memorial Day or President's Day?
No, it's coming up in about 11 days.
Thanksgiving.
No,
With all the cracker days, man.
11 days.
11 days. November 11th, 11/11.
I was talking about 9/11.
No,
No.
11/11.
Sounds familiar.
Veterans Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Veterans Day. And all there's gonna be a whole bunch of white veterans. I fought for your freedom. And well, you fought for the freedom of your people. And you wasn't alone, because I'm pretty sure some of my people was there fighting right alongside of you and taking bullets for you. No, not Master Sergeant. Jumping in front, taking all the bullets. I'm pretty sure about it, because that's how we're wrapped up into American society, and that's how we love America, by going to fight it. Nobody's more patriotic than a Black, Hispanic, and Native American. You know what I mean? Nobody's more patriotic. We fight in their wars, right? We really believe in the freedom, not the freedom of speech, but we really believe in voting. White men don't believe in voting, but we believe in voting. We'd be like, vote or die. White man ain't never said vote or die. The white man said taxation without representation, give me liberty or give me death. We're talking about voting or dying. They're talking about, nigga, what? We'll throw your teeth out in the Boston Harbor and go to war with you. We're talking about vote or dying. The only way we can get them to stop murdering us is if we vote. The white man like, oh, you want to murder us, huh? They're gonna sit up on top of a building and they're going to shoot the president.
Mm.
They're going to sneak up behind the president in the theater and smoke him. This is how it happens. These are actual events that happen. You know what I'm talking about? They're gonna walk up on. Is it Ronald Reagan? That guy, that dude walked up on when he was walking out of some building and started shooting it. He actually shot Ronald Reagan. He's a white man. You ain't doing that. Like, think you crazy? You feel me? We're not gonna storm the Capitol building.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna storm the Capitol building. Now, when those people, when George Floyd died and they had that riot and they went to go attack the police station, you think it was niggas that did that? No. Now, if it was like, oh yeah, a Target, a Walmart, hell yeah, that was us. We going in there to get them TVs and whatever. I believe it, but I don't think we're gonna attack no police station. That's stupid. We're not gonna do that. It's gonna be 1,000 dead niggas out there. That's what we thinking. We know better. We're not stupid like that. White people are ignorant like that.
That's fact.
I'm just saying. All right, go ahead. Amos 5 and 21.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days.
Read that one more time.
I despise your feast days.
The Lord just said he hates. I thought the Lord didn't hate anything. Before I came into the UPK, I was like, the Lord loves everybody and everything. You know what I'm talking about? The Lord loves roaches, okay? You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? The Lord loves everything. But the Lord just said, what?
I despise your feast days.
He despises your feast days. Whose feast days does he despise?
Well, essentially the heathens, but since we attacked their customs.
You could just say man's feast days. You know what I mean? Because he don't hate your feast days, Shemai. He don't hate your feast days like y'all want. Your feast days is the feast days that he told you to celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
But the man-made feast days, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, Halloween, 4th of July, Labor Day, because you know niggas like, no, I'm off. We're gonna cook and barbecue, and you know what niggas do. You know, I probably barbecue too if I was in the world. You know, I'm off. I don't know. Labor. Not today. Niggas probably say some shit. The Lord set Labor Day apart for me not to work.
Mm-hmm.
When the Lord set the Sabbath day for us not to work. Think about that one. They talking about Labor Day, one day out of the year. The Lord gave you a day out of every week not to work, not to labor. I mean, it benefits being an Israelite. I don't know about it. These Negroes out here that want to do what the white man says, it benefits with doing what the Lord says. You know what I mean? They want to go. We got a holiday. I almost said holiday. We have a high holy day every week, every Sabbath day.
Yeah.
We're supposed to get together and Sabbath service. And we should bring some food and start loving on each other on them days. On that, you know what I mean?
Young man Tito asks, who on the topic of death, 1 Samuel chapter 20, verse 16, he's asking who is speaking on that.
You said the first time you're what?
28 and 16. Want us to get that?
Yeah. Let's finish that scripture, and then we can get that, because I was gonna go into that anyway, because he's talking about when what's his name, when Saul went to go see the dude. I mean, not the dude, the what would you call it? The psychic lady?
Needy.
Soothsayer.
The soothsayer, the medium, the psychic lady. And she was like, oh, I'm talking to a dead person and this, that, and this, that. And then Saul was like, he really would start talking to a dead person. And she was scared shitless. She ain't, that means it was a fake. She ain't never talked to a dead person, but Saul really let her talk to dead people. Go ahead.
Come. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
Right. The Lord is not. You can pray over that ham. You can pray over that turkey on Thanksgiving. You can pray over that candy. It's still gonna have fentanyl in it. It's still gonna have needles in it. It's still gonna be unlawful, and the Lord is not gonna be there in your feast days. It's that simple. Now go to that 1 Samuel chapter 28 and 16.
You said Proverbs?
No, not Proverbs. 1 Samuel.
Oh, okay.
It's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 28, verse 16. Then said Samuel, wherefore then dost thou ask of me? Said the Lord is departed from thee, and is become thine enemy.
So, okay, let's go up to verse 1. Let's go ahead and get
This is 28, verse 1. And it came to pass in those days that the Philistines gathered their armies together for warfare,
right,
to fight with Israel.
Right.
And
Achish
said unto David, know thou assuredly that thou shalt go out with me to battle, thou and thy men.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And David said to Achish, surely thou shalt know what thy servant can do. And Achish said to David, therefore will I make thee keeper of mine head forever.
Keep going.
Verse 3. Now Samuel was dead, and all Israel had lamented him.
Stop. Who's Samuel? Nobody knows who Samuel is? Oh, Samuel's a prophet. Samuel was a prophet that gave the prophecy to Saul that he was the king of Israel, right? And then when Saul disobeyed the Most High, he's the one that told him that the Lord has taken favor away from you, and he was to go find King David. Saul was the prophet, because the Lord wasn't talking to David. The Lord wasn't talking to Saul. The Lord was talking to the prophet. He was talking to Samuel. After Samuel, who was the prophet?
Is that after Samuel?
You don't know these things?
Is it Saul?
No. Saul is the king. Was the king of Israel.
Oh.
The Lord wasn't dealing with Saul. The Lord was dealing with Samuel. He was talking to Samuel. Samuel was relating the messages to the king of Israel. It was Nathan. Nathan was Nathan. He was the prophet that was after Samuel. Let's go. Keep going.
Verse 3.
So Samuel's dead, and all of Israel lamented. All right, go ahead.
And buried him in Ramah, even in his own city. And Saul had put away those that had familiar spirits.
Stop. What's a familiar spirit?
Like a demon.
Right, exactly. So when they go to a psychic, right, and the psychic, Miss Cleo goes, "Oh, there's somebody that's talking from beyond J. You ever have somebody, you know what I mean, die in your family with the name J?
Yeah.
What are you gonna say? That's my cousin. That's my cousin Junior.
He had hair. It was
Who don't have hair? Who never had hair? Who, you know what I mean? Like that's what they're talking about. Oh, Junior has something to tell you. That woman that you have, be nicer to that woman.
All of that for Jim.
You do what I'm saying? Like, okay. Your kids, don't be sad about your kids. When your kids out there gangbanging and selling drugs, don't feel bad about your kid. You know what I mean? It just be normal stuff that they be doing. Right? That's a demon on them trying to hustle. Enchantment demon.
It's like, yeah, I remember when I was at work in the chat, we all communicate with each other, those that work. And then one of the sisters that works there, she was tripping because she spoke to somebody who was able to guess her son's name and what color his eyes were, and you know what I mean, something about her mother that had passed away, just like all these specific details, and she was tripping out about it. And you know, I'm just wondering, like, okay, well, what's up with that?
That's a familiar spirit.
Yeah.
That was actually that could actually be real. Most of those are just fake, but that could actually be real.
It sounded really specific, yeah.
You do what I'm saying? But why? But why did the familiar spirit know all that?
I don't know.
Because the familiar spirit's been there her whole life. It's a demon. Just like an angel is there with you your whole life, there's also a demon there on your shoulder the whole life, telling you to do what's wrong. What's up, sis?
So, if people can see spirits, are they demons? Do they have a demon entity on them, or have one on them?
If people can see spirits, it could just be there, just a little closer to the fourth dimension. You know what I mean? It's nothing strange. It's nothing strange. You know what I mean? Nothing strange. You ever lost something? Couldn't find it nowhere. Then you be like, damn, man, I know I just had it. And you walk back in your room and sitting on your bed. Yeah, that ever happened?
No.
That ain't never happened to you?
Not like that.
Yeah. But you know, I know I left it right here. You know where you left it. But then all of a sudden it's on your dresser. Like, I didn't leave it over there. I don't care what y'all's talking about, bro. I didn't leave it over there. Like, you know what I mean? You went to the fourth dimension. When the fourth dimension came out the fourth dimension, why do planes disappear in the Bermuda Triangle?
Interstellar. Have you seen that movie?
No.
This is when things get real galactic. You know what I mean? That whole conversation. It's like, yeah. Okay, so I'll give you an example.
We was outside yesterday, right?
Yeah.
You said, "Oh, I see a chariot," because you seen something come out of the sky and disappear in the sky.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could have been a shooting star. You know,
A chariot.
Yeah. It could have been. Yeah. It was real quick. I was gonna say though, Slaggy, sir. I was showing this video. It was like a girl, a little baby. She was holding like a bag or something like that, and then you just see what seems like something is trying to yank it from her, even though in the video there's nothing else there, and you see the contents of the bag like moving around, like as if something was trying to, like you could see that it was force that was being applied that caused the stuff to move, even though you couldn't see anything. Like just like paranormal stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like people when they're quick to dismiss the Bible because of stuff like that, because they're looking for answers for things like that. Because they, of course, Israel always seeks a sign and a wonder, and we look for everything other than the scriptures to understand things like that.
Does the Most High have good angels?
Huh?
Does the Most High have bad angels?
Huh? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
When they're seeing spirits, what are they seeing?
Bad, good.
Or bad or good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who says the
It's
angel?
just
Who says
tricky.
the angel ain't sitting right there at the door, guarding the door right now? Especially when we're in this good old frankincense and myrrh.
That's facts.
Not letting no demons in here. But as soon as you're by yourself, what do demons tell you?
To do bad.
To do bad.
Because you're alone with your thoughts.
You're alone. What's the most important thing in the Bible? Brotherhood. What is the demon trying to get you to do?
Isolate.
What is it after isolate yourself? What is it trying to get you to do?
Yeah, sin.
Say
Sin.
when you sin, what do you do?
Nah.
What is sinning?
Death.
Death. It gets you to die. That's what a demon wants you to do. A demon wants you to die. So our brotherhood is one of the most important things ever. And when you're alone with your thoughts, that's when the demons swoop right in. You know you need the weed. You know you need that cigarette. You know you want to go mess with that whore. And then what happens? That whore takes you. You know, hey big head.
Hey, big head.
You feel me? Old dude texts you. Hey friend, how are you? I don't know. He like, I ain't heard from this person in months. And all of a sudden he just hits you up out the blue when you're thinking about something. You know what I mean? When you're by yourself. You feel me? Y'all understand that?
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So Saul banished all of the people with familiar spirits out. That's where we're at, right? Go ahead.
And Saul had put away those that had familiar spirits.
Right, that had demons on them.
And the wizards.
And the what?
And the wizards.
What's a wizard?
A male witch.
Okay. A male witch. A man that casts spells. Because a woman casts spells also. Go ahead.
Out of the land.
Out of the land. Saul cast them out of the land. Go ahead. Because, being a prophet, like Samuel was, he'd be able to banish those demons out. You know what I mean? Out of the people type shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? Go ahead. Now he gone. They like shit. You know what I'm saying? We need to get them out of here. We don't have no real, no real prophet around here. Niggas gonna start going to them asking for, for this and asking for that. Keep going.
Verse 4. And the Philistines gathered themselves together and came and pitched in Shunem. And Saul gathered all Israel together and they pitched in Gilboa.
Right. So the Philistines came together, they pitched a tent, they pitched a site where they been to battle at Shunem, and then Saul gathers all the Israelites, they pitched a tent in Gilboa. You feel me? That's what we did, right? But Ayawan, what would Saul have done then?
You talking about in that position?
At that position, the army's over there. He got his army right here. What would Saul have done?
You mean like go to war?
What would Saul have done though before he went to war?
Like you would pray to the Most High.
Not pray to the Most High. He would have went to who?
Sam.
He would have went to Samuel. He would have went to his prophet. He would have went to his seer
Oh, okay.
and be like, "So what do I do?" And he would and Samuel would have told him, "Sacrifice this, sacrifice that to the Most High." You feel me? But Samuel's dead now. He's in a dilemma. He don't know what to sacrifice. He don't know what to do. Oh Lord, if we go to war right now, all of Israel might die.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Samuel would tell him, "No, don't go to war. Find a different solution." Samuel would be like, "All right, pitch it. You know, I'm talking about sacrifice this, sacrifice that. Keep going."
Come. Verse 5. And when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, he was afraid, and his heart greatly trembled.
Oh my goodness. Saul's nervous. Like, what? I hear the armies of the Philistines, you know, big ass Africans. What's the name of Philistine?
Goliath?
Yes.
Yes.
Big ass Africans. You know what I'm talking? Like, oh my goodness. You know what I'm talking?
It can be Mutombo.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Oh shit. He's nervous. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 6. And when Saul inquired of the Lord answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets.
It's like your
Wow. What's up?
Your rim. What's that mean?
Go ahead and give me it.
I'm about to get it right now.
Yeah, I know. Get the what's it called? The concordance?
Oh, so the Strong's?
Yeah.
By Urim, it says lights, stones kept in a pouch on the high priest's breastplate, used in determining God's decision in certain questions and issues. You know what I'm talking about? I think that is Slakia. Is that where they had the stone, like those stones that represent each tribe? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you know, have you ever seen this, like 12 of them? Is that what he's referring to?
I don't know. But the high priest is wearing it. You know how important the high priest is. So he didn't answer him by the high priest neither, nor the prophets. I'll ask him that. I have the answer for you tomorrow.
Awara Yum is what you're
Already.
in Hebrew.
I'll ask him. I need one of those. I don't want to be a high priest, but I don't wear one. Wear like a garment. You know,
Yeah.
like a stone. You know?
Bling bling.
Keep reaching my boy. So the Lord didn't answer Saul. Is this after or before when Saul told? Well, we already know it's after because Samuel's dead. But when the Lord told Samuel to tell what's his name to go kill all the Amalek, and he didn't kill all Amalek. He left the king alive, and he left all the good sheep and stuff alive. And the Lord took his favor away from Saul and gave it to David. That's why the Lord's not answering. Very simple. Go ahead, keep going.
Come, verse 7. Then said Saul unto his servants, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit.
Now he's going to go. He's going to find the answer. Whether he's going to go and to the familiar spirits, or to, you know what I mean. He's going to go to a witch, go to a psychic. He's going to find the answer. He's going to get the answer that he wants. Go ahead.
That I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said to him, behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit at Endor.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And Saul disguised himself.
When Saul did what?
Disguised himself.
You see how he disguised himself? He didn't want nobody to know that he was going to a woman with a demon. He was going to a psychic, a witch. You feel me? Go ahead.
and put on other raiment.
He didn't wear his king garments. He wore a regular old cloak. Go ahead.
And he went, and 2 men with him. And they came to the woman by night. And when he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me him up, whom I shall name unto thee. Verse 9. And the woman said unto him, Behold, thou knowest what Saul hath done, how he hath cut off those that have familiar spirits, and the wizards out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life?
What's a snare?
Like a trap.
Right?
Yeah, set up.
Yeah, set up. So she's like, I know what Saul done. Saul had cast out everybody that got familiar spirits and all wizards out the land. You think I'm gonna tell you that I know how to talk to dead people? You think I know? You think I'm gonna tell you that I'm a witch? You think no, I'm not gonna tell you I have a familiar spirit. Get away from no. You know what I'm talking about? Like no. You feel me? It's a trap. That's smart. She's smart. You feel me? Go ahead.
Come. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life, to cause me to die. Verse 10. And Saul swore to her by the Lord, saying, As the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. Verse 11. Then said the woman, Whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said, Bring me up Samuel. Verse 12. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spake to Saul, saying, Why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul.
Right. So he's like, why you deceive me? You Saul. You the king. Why you deceive me? You know what I'm talking about? Like, why you playing these games? You know what I'm talking about? First you tell me it wasn't gonna be no punishment. Now I found out you the one you're the one that was
Right.
that was banishing everybody that had familiar spirits out. Playing games. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And the king said unto her, Be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. Verse 14. He said unto her, What form is he of? And she said, An old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel. And he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. Verse 15. And Samuel said to Saul,
Wait, he said what?
And Samuel said to Saul, Why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and God is departed from me, and answereth me no more, neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I should do.
That's great.
Verse 16. Then said Samuel, Wherefore then doest thou ask of me, seeing the Lord is departed from thee, and is become thine enemy?
Right. The Lord is your enemy. You know what I'm talking about? Saul. Keep reading.
Verse 17.
No, but that's the answer. We got the answer right. It was Samuel that was talking to him, but it was talking to him through the woman.
Yeah.
But it was the familiar spirit. You feel me? The familiar spirit been there with Saul his whole life.
It's like it, sir. Not just to not think about it in a Christian way or like how they try to portray it in movies.
Yeah.
Is it just kind of like her, like, okay, this is what he said. He said blah blah blah. Because in movies, it's like they take control of her and then they start like the bitch start talking like he's using her as a vessel.
Keep reading.
You know what I'm talking about?
Keep reading. It's not explaining. Keep reading.
Go ahead.
So come verse 17. And the Lord hath done to him as he spake by me, for the Lord hath rent the kingdom out of thine hand, and given it to thy neighbor, even to David. Verse 18. because thou
Stop.
obeyest.
Stop. Read that last part of 17 again, because now it's getting very specific with only things that Samuel knows. Right? It's getting very specific.
Yeah.
He said, "He ripped their kingdom out of your hands." Nobody knows that.
Right.
Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that Saul is not the don't have the Lord favor no more. Only one that knew that was Samuel, because the Lord told Samuel that. You feel me? The only one who knew that was Samuel. You feel me? And the only one that knew that David was going to be king is Samuel, because Samuel went to go get David. Remember, he walked up to him, and he walked up to his brothers, and they was like, and he was like, "Well, these are all my sons." He was like, "No, you have another son somewhere." Someone, you know what I mean? David, the youngest, like he's out there herd the sheep. David was the young boy. He was like, "Yeah, that's the one. That's him." You know what I mean? You feel me? And that's when David left with Samuel, went with Saul, and then they went to go fight the Philistines, and everybody was scared of Goliath, and David walked out there with the slingshot, whack it, sleep, nigga. Yeah. Cut his head off with his own sword. It was like,
You know what I'm talking about?
like he lifted up the head, like I'm the truth out here.
Like that happened before. Didn't Saul try to kill David?
No, that ain't even happened yet. Right now, that ain't even happened yet. Because David got to grow up and be part of Saul's kingdom, or be Saul's sword bearer, and then him and Jonathan and all Saul's brothers and Saul's sons, they became good friends and all that. Like, you feel me? And then they came back to the kingdom after beating the Philistines, and they said that Saul has slain thousands, but David his tens of thousands. And the demon came over Saul and was like, he didn't like that shit. You feel me? David never tried to take the kingdom from Saul. David never tried to do anything. He actually loved Saul. Real talk. Mm-hmm. David had a chance to kill Saul. He didn't do it. Yeah, he didn't. He showed him mercy. He just cut a little piece off his garment.
Yeah, I mean,
could have smoked you, but I didn't.
That's when that was in the cave, right?
All right, keep him up there.
Could have smoked you, but I did.
I'm just saying, bro. You caught an enemy slipping, you know, and then boom. Oh, boy. Well, go ahead.
Come. For the Lord hath rent the kingdom out of thine hand, and given it to thy neighbor, even to David. Verse 18. Because thou obeyest not the voice of the Lord, nor executest his fierce wrath upon Amalek. Therefore hath the Lord done this thing unto thee this day. Verse 19. Moreover, the Lord will also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of the Philistines. And tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. Damn. Damn. Damn.
Cue the X-File music. You gonna die.
Yeah, they finna kill y'all.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's a familiar spirit. It's Saul's familiar spirit.
It's like you, but
it's Saul's demon talking to him through the woman.
He said Saul's or Samuel?
Saul's. Samuel's dead.
Okay.
Samuel's dead. But it's
conscious.
That's why if you go down a little later in the chapter, the woman is terrified because she's never as much as she talked about she had a familiar spirit that could talk to demons and talk to the dead and stuff like that. She has never really been able to talk to the dead. But then Saul came to her, and the demon actually started coming to her and talking, and she was terrified, scared her half to death. She scared her half to death. Real talk. If you keep reading the chapter, scared her half to death because it was all fake until it wasn't fake anymore. It wasn't real until it was real. You feel me? I'm just saying.
That should be with me.
Yeah, that's what we get. Yeah.
So just to kind of clarify what you just said, the woman is not actually communicating with Samuel. It's just the demon that was on Saul that was speaking to him.
Yep.
Which spoke using things that
Samuel that only Samuel would know. That's what they do, right?
Yeah.
That's what they do. You would swear that it was, you know what I mean, that it was really Samuel. It wasn't Samuel.
Thanks.
You would have swore it was Samuel. But the demon was there when Samuel was talking to Saul. The demon is always there, just like the angel's always there.
That's a Halloween class for you. Huh?
Demon is always there. Demon sees everything you do that's wrong, everything you do that's good. And that's why when you think that weed demon is gone, some way somehow you like get to thinking about that weed. That's a demon that's coming right back to you. Feel me? And it's coming with legions of demons. It's not just coming by itself. It's coming with more demons. You feel me? You understand that? You understand that it's coming with more demons. It's not coming with that demon that you defeated back in the gap. 2 years later, it's gonna come at you full force, like at your lowest moments. When you feel like you got everything under control, it's gonna come. It's gonna kick you dead in your chest. Boom. You know what I'm talking about? Dead in your chin. Oh snap! Like you feel me? And you're gonna make you feel like you will not survive without that weed. You will not survive without that cigarette. You won't to survive without having to pop that hole. You won't survive without having to get that you know what I mean? Get drunk. You won't survive. That's how it's gonna make you feel. That's why you have to be tough in warfare. You know what I mean? You have to recognize that it's a demon. You can always get called and get counsel. You can always get around your brothers. You can always, you know what I mean? You don't have to fight the demon by yourself. And I'm saying this because Christmas is coming up. Easter is coming up. We all have families. We all love our mamas. We all love our kids. You think what I'm saying?
Right.
And all of that is going to come up. Real talk. You understand that?
Okay.
And the demon is going to jump on you. Like, I'm just going over there to see my mama. You're not. Stay away. Stay away like I stay away. You know what I'm talking? Stay away like I stay away. You know what I'm talking? Real talk. Because it's not gonna do nothing but just open up more. Then you're just gonna go home from that day. Not even. You ain't even gotta go over there on Christmas. You can go over there like a couple of days before Christmas or something. Go see your mama. Then on Christmas Day, you're gonna be like, it's gonna be hanging you. You're gonna want to go over there and see your mama. Next thing you know, you celebrate Christmas. Next thing you know, you're not in the truth no more. Next thing you know, you at camp. You're talking about, what's that scripture? God loves everybody. You feel me? You was once good with the scriptures. Now you ask us about where that scripture that says God loves everybody. It's happened before. Has it not?
But what are you talking about?
I'm talking about with the ISUPK. Has it not happened?
What do you mean?
I'm talking about like splits, split up and
schisms.
Yeah, schisms and you know what I mean. All the 7 men that started the ISUPK, are they all dead?
Nah.
They're not all dead. They're not all dead. Are they in other Israelite groups? Some of them, right? Why? They left something that they started? It's only a demon. It's a strong demon that can do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
At one point in time, they were in their right mind. Then they wasn't. The Lord lost favor with Saul. The Lord lost favor with them too. I'm just saying. Yeah. Oh, we're done. Are we done with that? With 19?
No. The Lord also shall deliver the host of Israel into the hands of the Philistines.
Right. Where does it? I think it's like 28, verse 28, when it was talking about when she was terrified, when she was scared.
It goes.
When it goes to 25.
It goes up to 25. 21.
It's 21.
It's right after this verse. Right after 20.
Yeah,
When the lady was scared because she actually was talking like
They was both tripping. Saul started tripping and she started tripping.
hell yeah, she was like I ain't never had that. I ain't never happened before. You know, whoa. I usually be lying. Hold up. Wait. But does that answer your question, Tito?
Oh, I guess kind of. So it was.
The familiar spirit.
I gotta see if he says anything.
Let's go keep going until
it was a familiar spirit, not Samuel.
Yeah.
Verse 20. Then Saul fell straightway all along on the earth and was sore afraid because of the words of Samuel. And there was no strength in him, for he had eaten no bread all the day, nor all the night. Verse 21. And the woman came unto Saul and saw that he was sore troubled and said unto him, Behold, thine handmaid hath obeyed thy voice, and I have put my life in my hand, and have hearkened unto thy words, which thou spakest unto me. 122.
Yeah.
Verse 22. Now therefore I pray thee, hearken thou also unto the voice of thine handmaid, and let me set a morsel of bread before thee, and eat, that thou mayest have strength when thou goest on thy way. Verse 23, but he refused and said, I would not eat. But his servants, together with the woman, compelled him, and he hearkened unto their voice. So he arose from the earth and sat upon the bed. Verse 24, and the woman had a fat calf in the house, and she hasted and killed it, and took flour and kneaded it.
She could.
And did bake unleavened bread thereof. Verse 25, and she brought it before Saul and before his servants, and they did eat. Then they rose up and went away that night. That was the end of 28.
So what did it say that she was scared?
21.
It was in
So she was sore troubled. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that part.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, she was nervous too, Nick. I'd be nervous too.
She probably was cooking just to comfort herself, because sometimes cooking has calmed you down, you know.
Hey.
I need to cook something. That tripped me out.
What time is it?
8:36.
All right, bet we can keep getting into it. Go to 2 Chronicles chapter 33 and go to 1.
Excellent breakdown on that, sir. He said 2 Chronicles 33 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
Tito said,
This is the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 33, verse 1. And Manasseh was 12 years old when he began to reign. And he reigned 50 years in Jerusalem.
Hold on 1 second. 2 Chronicles 33 and
1.
Right, go ahead.
Verse 2. But did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord.
So he did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, right? That now we know who you're talking about. Keep going.
Like unto the abominations of the heathen.
Stop. What is that?
Celebrating feast days, like celebrating their customs.
Most High in Christ. Say it louder, because
following their customs.
Right? So he's following their customs. So he did evil in the sight of the Lord. He was reigning over Israel. He was reigning in Jerusalem. You know what I'm talking about? Since 12 years old.
Yeah.
And then, you feel me? He did evil in the sight of the Lord. Right? Go ahead.
Come. Whom the Lord had cast out before the children of Israel.
Right? The Lord cast the heathens out before the children of Israel. But it's always somebody that's going to remember. Remember we was in the Sabbath class the other day, and Lot's wife turned around. She just wanted to know what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah and all her friends and all her possessions. turn into a pillar of salt. We're always gonna look back and see, try to figure out when the kingdom comes. There's gonna be people trying to do Christmas. They're gonna try to do Christmas. As soon as that Moses split the Red Sea and the sea closed up on Pharaoh and all of his hosts, right? What they say, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to Egypt. Y'all don't know what you're talking about. Tripping. As soon as Moses went up on Mount Zion, came down with the tablets, right? What was they doing? They was worshiping the golden calf. Right? They had built a whole idol. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know why my people want to do that all the time. It's crazy. So 1/3 of them had to go. Remember that? Right. You feel me? I don't know what Bible the Christian church is reading, but the Bible that I read, it make me kind of nervous. I don't know if I want to do that. You feel me? Just think before you do. All right.
Right.
All right. Everybody online, give me. Think before you act. Keep going.
Come, verse 3. For he built again the high places which Hezekiah, his father, had broken down.
Stop. He built temples. He rebuilt temples to gods that his father had broke down. His father broke them down because it was breaking them down was of the Lord.
Right.
And he built them back up. He did evil in the Lord, right? That's what happens when we go celebrate Halloween, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving. When you celebrate Halloween, when you celebrate Halloween, they do their house up with Halloween stuff. Right here, they got 100 houses in front of their house. Right here. For Halloween. Right? That's what we do. For Thanksgiving, we're gonna decorate the house with ball attire, turkeys, wreaths. Christmas, we're gonna have Christmas trees,
pumpkin spice.
You know what I mean? It's always something that you do to represent that you're doing it. You know what I mean? There's always gonna be something that do to represent that you're doing it. Right? Feast of dedications, right? Hanukkah. What do we have to do then?
A lot.
What do you have to do to the temple?
Slide, sir. What do you mean specifically?
What do you have to do to the temple during the rededication? What do you have to do to the temple? You have to redecorate. You have to redecorate the temple. You have to redecorate the school.
Okay.
Because you have to rededicate it. You understand that? You feel me? You gotta move some shit around. Spring cleaning. I ain't gonna say spring cleaning, but you gotta move some stuff around. All right? Because you have to do things to let people know that you're celebrating, that you're keeping it. All right, let's keep going.
Come. For he built up again the high places which Hezekiah, his father, had broken down. And he reared up altars for Baalim and made groves and worshiped all the host of heaven and served them.
All right, when you said Baal and Baalim, y'all know who Baal is?
Yeah.
Baal?
Yeah, that way.
No.
Oh, like a demon?
No. Who's Baal? You know who Baal is?
I do not know.
Excellent answer. Excellent answer, sis. Excellent. Baal was just a farmer. He was a farmer and he had great crops. And everybody wanted to know how he got his crop so big. So everybody started worshiping him. The Lord destroyed them and him. All he was a farmer, and he had nice crops. Hey, shit's real, man. The Lord don't play that shit. Just let you know. Keep going.
Come. Verse 4. Also he built altars in the house of the Lord where whereof the Lord had said, in Jerusalem shall my name be forever.
He built houses for him in Jerusalem. He built temples in Jerusalem for other gods. Keep going.
Verse 5, and he built altars for all the hosts of heaven in the two courts of the house of the Lord.
Hold on. So back then we had a physical temple, right? Nowadays, what's the temple?
School.
No.
Oh, you about it. So like,
Us.
Our body.
Our brotherhood. Brotherhood.
No, our body is the temple.
That's what I'm saying.
You're the temple. He's the temple. She's the temple. Now, what about when the temple goes and celebrates Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter and Halloween?
you follow the temple.
You should be destroyed. Give me you're a temple to another god. Hey, keep going on.
Come. Verse 6, and he caused his children to pass through the fire in the valley of the son of Hinnom.
Verse 6. Read that. Start that over.
Come. And he caused his children to pass through the fire.
Stop. Says you're the temple. You're the temple. She's the temple. When y'all go celebrate Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter, what are you doing to your children?
Yeah, teaching them to do the same thing.
It's right here. What's up, sis?
Well, one I lost the page, but you're essentially setting them up to fail.
It's right here in that same verse we just passed.
Pass through the fire.
You're teaching them how to pass through the fire. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. You're teaching them how to pass through the fire. You're burning them. You think the Lord gonna want them in the kingdom? You're gonna get destroyed. It makes your children get destroyed. It makes your wife gets destroyed. Because your wife follows you. The whole house follows the man. You dig what I'm saying? And you follow who? No. Who do you follow?
Christ.
There you go. And who's his head?
Most High.
It's that. Give that brother a head. It's that simple. You feel me? It's that simple. That's why the man has to be the one that has the discipline. That's why the man needs to be the one that gives the correction. You dig what I'm saying? Because the Lord is gonna look at you like, can you hold your house down? You know what I'm talking about? You don't want the Lord to look like that at you. You know what I'm talking about? And it's not just paying bills. You feel me? It's not paying bills. It's making sure everybody needs to do everybody needs to serve the Lord.
Right.
That's what that means. Everybody needs to serve the Lord. Whether we're going to the cookout, whether we're going to Passover, whether we're doing a feast day. You know what I mean? You need to keep your household in order. You know what I'm talking about? You need to be able to correct and direct. You know what I mean? Where everybody needs to do put their brick in. You know what I mean? Maybe we need to do this. I'm gonna do this. You know what I'm talking about? Them kids need to make sure their room's clean. You know what I'm talking about? And this, that, you feel me? All of that. You do what I'm saying? You have to be the leader of the household. You feel me? You have to be the authority, the ruler, the power in that household. You know what I mean? Because to spoil your goods, right? Which means your woman and your household, right? What must happen first?
The strong man need to get binded.
The strong man needs to get binded up. But if you never can get binded up, your household would always be right. Did y'all understand that? What's that? Keep going.
He caused his children to pass through the fire in the valley.
It didn't say she. It said he. Keep going.
To pass through the fire in the valley of the son of Hinnom.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he observed times and used enchantments.
He did what?
And used enchantment.
Wait, go back to the first one.
And also, he observed time.
He observed time. What are we talking about? What's today?
Halloween.
Halloween 31st.
What is that? What is the ancient holiday?
Oh, we're gonna say the winter solstice, equinox thing.
Right, the fall equinox, observing the time,
Right.
daylight savings time. You know what I mean? We celebrate Halloween. We keep going.
Come. And used enchantment.
What's enchantments?
Spells,
Yeah, well, what's a modern day enchantment?
Hmm.
You was talking about it earlier with the women and what they like to do.
Yeah, like, just how do I say it?
It can be like music.
The hype.
The what?
The hype.
The hype, the music, the media, the movies.
Yeah.
Right today, it's Halloween, right? What have they been doing all day? How y'all doing?
Watch a scary movie.
What have they been playing on TV all day?
You know what I'm talking about?
Michael Myers, Halloween.
Enchantment, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? What have they been doing all week long?
Binge watching.
Playing scary movies, different scary movies, different. You know what I'm talking about? What have they been doing with the TV shows, the kids' TV shows on Disney Channel?
letting
On Disney Channel, they got Hocus Pocus 2 came out on Disney Plus. You know what I'm talking about? They're playing Halloween Town.
Yes, sir.
I went on Disney Plus the other day, and they got Halloween Town 1, 2, 3 in the Halloween category with all the Halloween movies with the kids and everything. I like Halloween Town though.
There is this, man, what is that weird animation that Caroline and Nightmare Before Christmas? I've seen a lot of people posting stuff about
That's what it's
that.
called.
Coraline.
That's a very creepy
Coraline.
Coraline.
It's called Coraline. Yeah,
Okay.
it's trippy.
A Nightmare Before Christmas, like the whole, like, I don't understand why people like it so much, but it's an enchantment.
Yeah, it is.
But it's really creepy. Like, everything about it is weird, you
Bro.
know?
Tomorrow, what they gonna have out?
Dead.
No,
Turkeys.
Candy.
say it again.
Turkeys.
They're gonna have all turkeys. What else?
Dollar Tree has Christmas stuff out already.
And that's what I wanted. They're gonna have Christmas stuff out right after Thanksgiving. They have what?
Black Friday, they have sales on toys and TVs and PlayStations. You get half
Advertising.
off,
So, like,
20% off.
so like marketing and things like that has a big part of that,
My
right? Like,
My nigga, marketing. That's what that is. Because soon Thanksgiving, right now they got turkeys out, they got Christmas stuff out, right? Right after Thanksgiving, right after Thanksgiving, they got Black Friday. They're gonna be when you at Black Friday sales buying shit, they're gonna be playing "It's the most wonderful time of the year." They're gonna start playing Christmas movies. They're gonna start bombarding you with Christmas. Every show that you watch is gonna have a Christmas episode. It's gonna be you. I like watching Power. They're gonna have a Christmas episode. We're gonna have a Christmas episode where he had to go hustle and sell all the drugs to go buy his kids all the Christmas presents.
yeah, they did that with Digimon back in the day. Now I think
You
about
dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're going to do it because they're going to enchant you. They want you to celebrate.
Get in the spirit.
Yeah, they want you to get in the spirit. Remember last year, Dawud said if you go to New York, it's literally the most wonderful time of the year. It literally looks like that. Snow everywhere. You got a big Christmas tree. It's lights everywhere. Walking down the street. It's literally the most wonderful time of the year. It literally looks like that. It literally looks like that in New York. Like, you know what I mean? It's breathtaking. You ever been to Windcrest?
Hey, bruh,
All those Christmas lights?
Bro, don't even bring out that, man.
It's
That's
traffic.
too much.
It's traffic everywhere because there's Christmas lights everywhere.
They got
Yeah,
a contest
nowhere.
for it.
Yeah, they do
Yeah,
that
but
every
what's-
They
year.
have a contest for it every year.
It's an enchantment.
What can I say? It's an enchantment. It's witchcraft. That's witchcraft. You ever heard music on the radio? You're like, it's garbage. But they play it so much on the radio, and you get to next thing you know, you in the car like I don't like this song. I don't like him. Why do I know this song? Because they
Stuck
play
in
it
my
so
head.
much.
Yeah, this one's stuck in my head. It's like a
It's-
demon.
You dig what I'm talking about? I haven't celebrated Christmas in years. But I still know all the Christmas songs. For some reason. because they play it every year and they bombard you with it every single year. I remember Mom used to have a Christmas Temptations Christmas album. I remember every song off that.
Kenny G saxophone track.
I don't know who that is. But y'all feel me though?
Yeah.
Y'all feel me though? And your kids are gonna be at school making hand turkeys. Your kids gonna be at school making Christmas cards and shit like that. That's just what's gonna happen. Unless you tell the teacher, I don't want my daughter making Christmas or Christmas cards and hand turkeys. We don't celebrate murder. They're gonna look at you like you're a communist. That's just democracy and communism.
Right.
I teach y'all about that. That's what they be looking at you like. What you mean? You know what I mean? That's how they going. That's how they feel. You feel me? Like you can't dictate what your kids do at their school, but you can. The Pledge of Allegiance. Your kids. I don't know if y'all told y'all kids not to do it, but they have to do that every morning. Remember we had to do that every morning.
Yeah, I remember that. That was weird. It always felt weird.
Pledge of Allegiance to America, the United States of America.
To the the day, and it's still in my mind.
One nation under God,
indivisible. Yeah.
It's enchanted in us.
Yeah.
You feel me? And your kids have to do that every day. You can tell your kids not to do that. They don't have to. This is still a free country. Even though we're not free, but they don't have to do that. You can tell your kids don't pledge allegiance to anything but the Most High. Blood oath.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, that shit because like that shit made me think about cause like right after you do the one to the nation, then they got the one to the state. You know what I'm saying, to the state of Texas.
Damn.
And it made, you know what I'm saying, it make people, especially white people, make them feel like more like the other day when we was at camp.
At the Alamo.
Yeah, and the dude walked by, y'all messing up my city and all this, all that shit.
Then you must, what I say? Then you must have a hand in enslaving blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because that's what they did here, right? This is your city. You said it.
Mm-hmm. Shut him up too, man. Because like, okay, that may be true.
He wasn't expecting it. Oh shit, these niggas know something. You do what I'm saying? We was at the Alamo talking about how like what happened at the Alamo. You do what I'm saying? It makes when you pledge allegiance to the state of Texas, it makes them feel like yeah, it's my state. This is Mexico. This is Mexico. This is Tejas. This is Mexico. This is Chihuahua. Did I say it right? Chihuahua. Right? That's like a state in Mexico. This is Texas. It's supposed to be a state in Mexico. Calipa is supposed to be a state in Mexico. Sinaloa is a state in Mexico. This is supposed to be just like that.
They just put up a border and call it New Mexico.
You dig what I'm saying? Y'all understand that? Are y'all ready to go? Y'all want one more scripture?
It's up to you, sir.
I want one more scripture. Give me Deuteronomy 16. I think it's 32.
Ain't no 32 and 16. 22?
Could be 18. Deuteronomy 18 and 10, my bad. And we're gonna end it on this.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
Right? It's none. Say that one more time.
There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
None of you. None of us.
Right.
We're not supposed to have our children pass through the fire. This is a great cut on them parents. I just do it for the kids. Okay. Read that one more time.
There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire,
Keep going.
or that useth the divination.
What is divination?
To the vibe.
Mm-mm.
It's like that. Try to get it. 1810.
I just want to know what divination is.
Divination, witchcraft. Of the nations, meaning like other cultures. It says Balim. It says of false prophets. Pretty much what it basically is saying witchcraft.
Yeah, witchcraft. But witchcraft used by other nations. Basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what divination is. Nobody should be using divination. Nobody should be using things that the other nations use such as their holidays and things like that.
Yeah.
To make your kids feel like they need that. You feel me? So all those people that's raising their children up as like the Nation of Islam, pass through the fire. Christianity, Americanism, whatever you want to call it, they're passing them through the fire. This is the home of the free and land of the brave. No, home of the free and the land of the slave. Keep going. I like Kyrie Irving. Keep going.
Come. Or an observer of times.
Observer of times, right?
Observing the solstice. Or the
Equinox.
Yeah, the equinox.
Easter.
I mean, does astrology and all that kind of go with that as well?
Yes. When it says solstice, it's talking about New Year's. The winter solstice is New Year's. The middle of the dead of the winter.
Oh yeah.
That's the winter solstice. Keep going.
Come. Or an enchanter.
Or an enchanter. We are talking about what enchanter is using marketing and you know what I mean? People that like
hype things up. Mariah Carey Christmas album.
You do? Oh, I like that. Yeah, I like that. That's a good example. You feel me? Everywhere you go, well, Merry Christmas. Yeah, everywhere you go, they got hats on with Christmas hats and shit. You be gangster niggas tilt Christmas hats tilt to the side.
With the slave, they got everything decorated. Come on.
They make these niggas like, why you didn't kill nobody last week? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, but this week, nigga. You know what I mean? Weird. Keep going.
Or a witch.
Or what?
Or a witch.
Or a witch. What is a modern day witch? Shemai one.
Dope dealers, huh?
Both get the brother ahead. Both like Christ.
Cook it up.
Yeah.
I'm in love with the cook.
Because what does a witch do? A witch makes potions, right? And gives to people, right? Sells to people. Yeah. Right? What does a drug dealer do? You know what I mean? You gotta
mixes chemicals.
You do what I'm talking about? You gotta put a little baking soda in it, a little water, stir it up, a little heat, a little ice. I don't know the recipe. I'm just saying. You feel me? I'm just saying. Keep going.
That was anything. You want to 11?
Yeah.
Verse 11. Or a charmer.
What's a charmer? What's a charmer? Come on, y'all. What's a charmer?
I know what you're talking about.
Iceberg Slim.
It says
Pimp Magic Don Juan. Money Mike.
Someone that's like slick with their tongue and all that.
What's a charmer?
Christian pastor.
Damn. What they used to be.
A pimp.
Real talk though, like a pimp. You feel me? A politician.
Oh, Salaki. I got this definition here.
Go ahead.
Kind of weird though, because it says
a politician.
It says charmer says in the ancient Hebrew is pronounced kabar. Actually, it says to unite.
Kabar, not chabar.
No, with a cha.
Oh my goodness.
No, but it's in a different sense in this term. To unite, to join, to bind together. So that's like the way Martin Luther King tried to unite everybody together.
Yeah.
Like so the way that like obviously the use of the term for your name is different because it's for us. But
it's more like this. It's basically the same thing though. Because my name means same as the
your name means charmer.
no, it don't mean charmer. It means like
well, I know that it could be
brother
both.
of the same mind.
yeah, it means brother of the same mind. You
Come
know what I
on.
mean?
So like,
If we got the same mind, bro, we is together.
yeah.
Ain't no way we can be apart if we got the same mind. I got the same mind thought as you. You got the same mind thought as me. Ain't no way we could be separate.
Some more definition. It says to tie magic charms together.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about right there. He put on that suit and tie. That's a magic charmer. You can say something slick to you and you charm your lights out. Like, oh, girl, I just like him so much. I seen it all happen too much. He didn't say nothing but some cool things that rhymed. So we're like rappers. Niggas wearing chains all the time, all that jewelry. Be careful for that. Sisters, be careful for that. Any more definitions on that?
No, sir.
Go ahead, Chanel.
Or a consulter with familiar spirits.
Right, because people that consult with demons. Right, keep going.
Or a wizard.
A male witch. Keep going.
Or a necromancer.
What, a wizard?
All those. Consult with familiar spirits.
Go ahead.
The ancient Hebrew word awab, which means a necromancer. Is another term for that. It says one who evokes the dead, one that has a familiar spirit.
Right, a demon.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going. Oh, you want the wizard?
I got that too. The wizard says a knower or one who has a familiar spirit. And that word is yadai. I don't know what to pronounce it. Yadayanya or something like that.
We just give it up.
Yadayanya.
Just give it up. All right.
Yadayanya or something like that.
This is or a necromancer.
The Rash, which says to consult or inquire of a heathen god.
A necromancer?
Yeah.
That's what that meant?
To seek, demand, investigate. It says to practice, to study.
Dead.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. That's the definition you're talking about.
He like rises up the dead.
Yep.
Essentially.
And you want to know something? They have drugs like that.
No, wow.
They have drugs like that where
Like DMT and stuff like that.
No, but like you can eat it, and you will like literally be like in a dead state.
Oh.
Not breathing.
Oh, kind of.
Real talk. You can literally do that.
It's a neurotoxin, kind of just like the puppy.
You talking about like that stuff?
So you just a doctor now, huh?
You talking about like that's the mushrooms that Snoop Dogg ate on Soul Plane?
No, he was dead. That he was dead.
No, but he woke up at the end.
Oh, I don't think I made it.
They thought he was dead.
Like that movie like that.
Oh, so like, I know what you're talking about though.
You feel what they actually have drugs like that where you can actually eat them and.
Oh, you ever seen Saw? Because he used like Saw 3 or whatever. What's his name? Jigsaw. He ate this bitter herb and it put him to sleep. And he was the dude that was asleep the whole movie. The dude that was on the ground. He woke up at the end of the movie and closed the door on that guy.
The whole scene in the bathroom where he's in a black robe.
Yeah. Oh, that was Saw 1. Yeah. He had take some bitter herb.
Hey, bro. I thought Saw was some BS.
Yeah, so it's kind of good.
Ain't nobody gonna take me. I think these men need a little bit of Hebrew Academy. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I'm talking about ain't nobody gonna take me. I mean, I can understand the women, but not the men. You know, so like, you better elbow. So you telling me you walked all the way to your car and you have still nobody staring at you? Then you just gonna run up.
That's like the creepiest.
You know, he's just gonna run up. He gonna take 20 steps, and you ain't gonna hear him. Niggas need help with Shamar out here. You feel me? Let's keep reading, all right? You need help with Shamar, bro. Like that. That's why I never understood Saul. I've seen him though.
They're weird.
Verse 12.
Can't believe.
For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord.
Right there, what?
An abomination unto the Lord.
They're in the same boat as a homosexual. They're in the same boat as an adulterer. Keep going.
And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doeth drive them out from before thee.
They're not going to be around us no more. They're not going to be around us no more. All those magicians that be on Facebook and YouTube that I like to watch so much. I'm like, wow, this crazy, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? They're not going to be around no more. Most I'm impressed with that. I just watch them because it's a way to pass time. When I'm not watching classes. I'm not studying. I ain't legit. There was a guy named David Copperfield. He dead now.
Oh, the magician.
Yeah, he dead now, but he do some crazy demonistic shit. What else? Boy, he had a legion of familiar spirits on this. Real talk. They got a whole like 2-hour documentary about how he used to worship. Like he was like what's that dude named? Like Aleister Crowley.
Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, that dude. You know what I mean? That dude, Aleister Crowley. You feel me? And he that came up with Satanism and worshiping the devil or worshiping Satan. Like, you feel me? Do you know your birthdays and Christmas is in the satanic Bible, whatever they call it? That's something that you must celebrate if you're satanic. If you're like you practice Satanism. Hey, don't ask me. You feel me? I just bring the information. And with that, I'll pass the class over to Officer Ayala.